Thank you very much for the invitation to speak here. And I want to publicly thank the mayor for his leadership and moving forward on this very important work that McKinsey did early this year, started late last year and early this year. The mayor has really taken a leadership position in trying to understand how we can partner together, that is myself, on behalf of the state and the governor, to partner with the city of Milwaukee and to work towards a stronger MPS, Milwaukee Public Schools. So, Mayor, thank you for your effort. Also, I wanted to thank the foundation community also, because they really stepped up to the plate and helped us to finance this report. And I know Marcus White from the Greater Milwaukee Foundation is here representing the many foundations that were a part of this effort. So thanks to them also. I think you all realize that Governor Jim Doyle is very much supportive of public education in the state of Wisconsin. He would be here tonight, except that he's tied up in some budget meetings that I was scheduled to be in tonight. As you probably are aware, we have a little bit of a budget challenge that we're trying to wrestle with right now. So I hope you will forgive him for not joining me here tonight. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about why it is that the state found it important, why Governor Jim Doyle found it important to get involved in this process when we were invited by the mayor late last year. We understand very clearly, and the governor has demonstrated this over and over again in the investments, as demonstrated by the investments that he's made in MPS, and that is that the economic future of Milwaukee and the future of the state of Wisconsin depends in no small part on our ability to educate children and students who are part of Milwaukee Public Schools. We have invested in the growth agenda through colleges and universities here in the state of Wisconsin, and we've made a pledge that we're going to graduate 72,000 more baccalaureate degree holders over the next 15 to 20 years. We will not be successful in our effort to move towards that goal unless we do a better job of educating children in the Milwaukee Public Schools, graduating them, and not just graduating them, but graduating them with the skills and ability to go on, knowledge, skills, and ability to go into tech schools and to college. It's a basic economic development plan for the state of Wisconsin, because we know that to the extent that we have a well-educated, well-trained workforce, Wisconsin will be an attractive place for businesses to want to be, to expand, to employ people to the future. We also know that we have other assets here in the state of Wisconsin that are greatly leveraged to the extent that we do a good job in educating our children in our K-12 educational system, including MPS. To give you some examples, we have UW-Madison, which is a huge research facility here, about $700 million in research each year. That research results in businesses that want to be commercialized or want to employ people here in the state of Wisconsin. To the extent that we are able to not only continue to capture a lot of research dollars at UW and commercialize some of that research that's done in the laboratory, but important in that equation is our ability to ensure that we have well-educated kids who are matriculating through UW and going on into working in those newly found businesses. So our high-tech biomed strategy to make Wisconsin a place where jobs on the high end want to be is driven by our ability to be successful in our K-12 educational systems around the state, including MPS. So when we had an opportunity to work with the mayor, with the McKinsey work, we embraced it. We understand that MPS has fiscal challenges, and the mayor has talked a little bit about that. In fact, we have attempted to address in partnership with the mayor, some of the funding challenges that you have here with the Milwaukee Public Schools. Last budget, we put in place what we call a poverty AIDS factor, which the mayor was very supportive of, in an attempt to address the funding flaw we have in the state AIDS formula for our schools. And in this budget, in fact, we want to step further and put in a fix, we hope, for the funding flaw. So the governor has been very much bullish on trying to address some of the fiscal challenges that MPS has. What this study does, however, it gives us an opportunity not only to get at the problem that is talked about here in the McKinsey report, but also an opportunity to talk about some other operational challenges and opportunities we have for saving money on the operational side of UPS, and then reinvesting those dollars to the extent possible on the education side of the house. The McKinsey options that are outlined in the report towards a stronger Milwaukee public schools is intended to engender a good conversation, a good discussion about options that we might want to explore, not recommendations that should be explored, but options that could be explored in terms of how we might be able to do things a little bit differently in MPS, and with that goal towards saving dollars that can be invested in the education of our children. So we come here tonight, I come here tonight representing the governor of the state of Wisconsin with the pledge that we want to work with you as board members and the president of the board, Mrs. Bonds, in seeing if there are opportunities or if there are options that we can work together to put in place to help make MPS stronger. At the end of the day, we want to invest in outcomes for children. We want to close the achievement gap. We want to ensure that kids here in MPS, in this school system, are educated and educated well, because at the end of the day, the health and vitality, the economic health and vitality of the state of Wisconsin depends largely on our ability to do a better job here. So I, like the mayor, am open to any questions on any options that are being explored, that are talked about in the McKinsey report, and answer the questions that you might have.